Okay, I'm sorry I cut you off earlier now, Mr. De Lima. So are you gonna try and help us out at this point?
I would accept the appointment.
Thank you. Then what I'll do at this point, I'll grant the public defenders.
Excuse me, Judge. I would like to represent myself. I'm my own sovereign person. I would like to represent myself. Also, any information that I provide is a conflict with the national security breach.
Okay, hang on a second, Mr. Hoffman. I'll note the request to withdraw by the public defenders. I'll grant the request to withdraw. I'll, at this time, appoint Mr. De Lima as, hang on, to represent Mr. Hoffman. Mr. C, I'm going to order that you prepare the order indicating the conflict and appointing Mr. De Lima. Mr. De Lima, you have any comment on Mr. Hoffman's request to represent himself at this point?
Well, he's made the request, he stated his reasons. I believe the court wants to have a colloquy with him on that, and the court may then have a decision as to whether or not the court would want him to be able to proceed at this time, given the state of his examination on whether he should represent himself.
Okay, what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna just leave you in at this point, Mr. De Lima. I'll give you an opportunity to speak to Mr. Hoffman. Maybe you can give me a better idea of Mr. Hoffman's ability to represent himself and explain the things that he needs to be aware of. And then if he feels, or if you feel he's appropriate to represent himself, you can go over the waiver of counsel forms and then see what he wants to do. At this point, because of the charges that Mr. Hoffman faces, I think it's very premature at this point for me to just allow you out. So we'll see whether or not you're gonna be representing Mr. Hoffman, whether you be standby, hang on, Mr. Hoffman, whether you be standby counsel or anything else. But at this point, I'm bringing you into the game. Mr. Hoffman, I just want to give you a little time to speak to Mr. De Lima, and then you two can figure out what you want to do. I don't want to make a rash decision at this point. And that's all I'm doing at this point. So you can still raise it, and we'll figure it out. I'm just not going to make a decision at this point. Okay? You understand? I just want to make sure you understand.
No, I don't understand, Your Honor.
Okay, then it might be really good that I keep Mr. De Lima in, and that way you can definitely
Your Honor,
explain it to you.
I would like for the court, the judge to recuse himself, conflict of interest.
I definitely don't have a problem if Mr. De Lima feels that it's appropriate, he can file any of the paperwork, and then we'll figure it all out. Let's
Well,
get
Your Honor, I would like, Your Honor, I've been in front of the court numerous of times on other occasions, including information that could be vital to this case that creates a conflict of interest, Judge, and also it's a breach of national security, and if the information is divulged, then there would be a lot of consequences behind, there'd be a lot going on here.
I hear you, Mr. Hoffman. I gotta tell you, the more you speak about those things, the more I think I gotta keep Mr. De Lima in. So you might wanna talk to him, because like I said, the more you go down this path, the more I think I gotta keep Mr. De Lima in to make sure you're protected. So, I'm hear what you're saying, but I'm just gonna set the preliminary hearing and then we'll go from there.
May 10, 2 o'clock, courtroom 2C.
So we'll bring Mr. Hoffman back tomorrow, May 10, 2016, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right back in this courtroom, courtroom 2C. I'm gonna maintain Mr. Hoffman's bail at this point. You have the Riverside.
I do, Your Honor, and defense has also received a copy. May I approach?
You may?
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
we would request a 704 examination on behalf of Mr. Hoffman.
Okay. Give me a second. Okay. I know that looks like Judge Yudovic had already determined that probable cause exists for the further detention of Mr. Hoffman, so I'm gonna detain Mr. Hoffman's matter. I'm gonna strike the preliminary hearing then that's set for tomorrow per your request, Mr. De Lima. Take it off the calendar. I'll bring Mr. Hoffman back. Mr. De Lima, I don't think I can do it within the 30 days, and the reason being,
Well, as soon as you can, Judge, and then, you know, we'll work with with the doctors, and then
Okay.
I'll meet with Mr. Hoffman, because the sooner we can do it, the better for
I hear
Mr.
you.
Hoffman.
I'm looking at bringing him back on June 14th. You okay with the June 14 date?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, we'll bring Mr. Hoffman back on June 14, 2016, 1:30 in the afternoon. That'll be next door at courtroom 2B for return on the 704 three-panel examination. Mr. De Lima, I'll order you prepare the order for the examination. Let's make the reports due from the doctors back here on June 7, 2016.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, welcome. So, Mr. Hoffman, we'll see you June 14, sir. Thank you. Yeah, denied release. Pending release.